Once upon a time there was a king who had 12 beautiful daughters. They lived in a grand castle with lovely gardens. But despite their beauty and wealth, the princesses seemed unhappy. Each morning, their shoes were worn out as if they had been dancing all night long. The king was puzzled and worried about his daughters. "Where do you go at night?" he asked them. But the princesses only giggled and said they had no idea what he was talking about. Determined to solve the mystery, the king declared that any man who could discover where his daughters danced would be rewarded with one of them as a bride and half of his kingdom. However, if he failed, he would lose his life. Many princes tried to uncover the secret, but they all failed and met their unfortunate end. Finally, a brave soldier passing through the kingdom heard about the challenge. He decided to try his luck, but was careful not to reveal his plans. On the first night, he pretended to drink some wine given to him by the princesses. However, he had secretly poured it away so that he would not fall asleep. As night fell, he followed the princesses as they slipped out of their beds. The soldier followed them through a hidden door in their room that led into an enchanted forest filled with glittering lights. As they walked deeper into the woods, he saw a magnificent boat waiting for them at a shimmering lake. The princesses boarded the boat and crossed over to an island, where they found a grand palace filled with music and dancing. The soldier watched in amazement as the princesses danced with 12 handsome princes. They laughed and whirled around in delight while music filled the air. The soldier knew he had discovered their secret. As dawn approached, the soldier returned quietly to the castle before the princesses did. When they arrived home, their shoes were still worn out from dancing. On the second night, he followed them again. But this time he took along an enchanted cloak given to him by an old woman he had met earlier. This cloak made him invisible so that no one could see him. Once again, he watched as they danced with the princes on the magical island. He learned that each time they danced there, they were enchanted by a spell that kept them from revealing their secret. On the third night, determined to expose their secret once and for all, he took a piece of silver thread from his cloak and tied it around one of the princess's waists as she danced. When morning came, and they returned home once more, he showed the king what he had discovered. The king summoned and his daughters and demanded to know where they had been dancing every night. The eldest princess finally confessed everything, how they had been enchanted by an evil spell that forced them to dance until dawn. The eldest princess finally confessed everything, how they had been enchanted by an evil spell that forced them to dance until dawn. With this knowledge, the soldier devised a plan to break the spell. He took courage into his hands and confronted the enchanted prince, who ruled over their magical realm. With cleverness and bravery, he defeated him and freed the princesses from their curse. When they returned home at last, all 12 sisters were overjoyed. The king was so grateful that he kept his promise. He gave his youngest daughter's hand in marriage to the brave soldier and made him heir to his throne. And so it was that happiness returned to the kingdom as laughter filled the halls once more. No more out shoes or secrets hidden away.